Bitter criticism, a regular episode. A boring regular episode, let me tell you. But I have a good time reading, just reading Russia Today. People say Russia is a terrorist state. Nah, I don't know, but I don't know no one who say that, but Russia is such a big country. It should be an authoritarian regime. Because the governance of such a great country is never perfect. You will never be. It's impossible to be absolutely free like the liberals pretend to be, or like the liberals criticize Russia. But anyway, we have, and well, maybe next time I will have Al Jazeera news from Qatar. Yeah, sounds great. Qatar sounds doesn't sound so bad. Qatar, because of the Olympics, because of the World Cup. No, because of the Qatar is like they are nationalists. I'm not sure about what I'm saying. I just guess Qatar is not so bad. Well, Al Jazeera will be Arab, of course, but yeah, next time, this very day, I will take some news from Al Jazeera for tomorrow. What about that? And what else? I don't remember. I don't actually remember. I don't remember actually the other options of newspapers in Brazil. I did remember Brazil de Fato. I did remember Brazil de Fato, but other than that, just DCO from yesterday. I mean, Boom das Commodities, our Brazilian or Portuguese column of Brazilian Day. Brazilian Day. Brazilian Day, just like in New York City. We have our Brazilian Day here. Woo! With communist news, yeah, left-wing news. But anyway, today we have regular Russia Today news from yesterday, from 2 days ago actually, April 14, 2024. Home World News, Maxim Suchkov. America is stuck between these two very important emotions. Well, I guess this is interesting because it's kind of sociological. It's kind of sociology. Uncle Sam doesn't know whether to look for affection or to coerce other states into towing the line. I'm not sure what's towing, Toeing. I guess it's obey. Should be like towing the line, obey, obey. Something like repress, I don't know, yeah. Towing the line. The elites need to make up their mind. By Maxim Suchkov, director of the Institute for International Studies, IIS. Maxim Suchkov, America is stuck between these two very important emotions. We have a photograph, a file photo of Donald Trump by Justin Sullivan. Get the images. The US presidential campaign is not only a central event in the country's social and political life. So they are talking about elections in the US. Just a second. But also a time for reflection on the big issues, where America is going, its place in the world, and what it should be. In this sense, the rhetoric between this year's leading candidates is quite revealing. Biden and the Democrats never miss an opportunity to tell voters that under Trump, Americans will be ashamed that their great country is represented by a psychopath, and allies will shun the sun as if it is leper. Trump and the Republicans, for their part, insist that their country is being led by a senile old man whom no one in the world respects. Yeah, that's true, but I guess people do respect Biden, but you know what I think about American politics, about Biden? I guess it is also strategic to have a Biden president, because people should respect someone like that, If you see someone like that, not only respect, but people will have kind of pity, They will have kind of, I guess pity, it is important. Well, I'm not a genius, but if you see, you cannot, if you see some very old guy with demons, senile demons, you should not blame him, because he don't have the capabilities, So he's never his fault, because he just don't have. He don't have the main the ways to solve nothing, because he's senile. That's my thought about it, That's my thought. Old timers in the foreign policy establishment are watching all this with concern and try to speak out. Usually cautiously, albeit clearly. The leading journal Foreign Affairs recently published an interview with former CIA director and Defense Secretary Robert Gates, headlined, Is anyone still afraid of the United States? The 80-year-old sought to cheer up his fellow citizens with statements to the effect that the US Navy is of higher quality than China's, that Russia is not as strong as it likes to appear, and that Moscow and Beijing have never had and will never have an alliance. What? I didn't get the last one, but anyway. On the other hand, Gates also branded the United States dysfunctional power, complaining about partisan divisions, domestic uncertainty and anxiety among its allies about a possible Trump victory. It is a mess. An accomplished Sovietologist who served as the nation's top intelligence officer under Bush Sr. and top military officer under Bush Jr. and in between was president of one of America's leading university, Texas A&M. Gates has long been an outsider among his own, but he was always stood up for the interests of the establishment and at difficult moments for the country. And now, as American politics descends into unbridled buffoonery, Gates is trying to impress upon politicians that he sees as the most important message. We are no longer feared, so we are no longer respected. I'm not sure about this. Yeah, who knows? Maybe all this is true. Who knows? In the early 1990s, a Washington celebrated victory over the USSR proclaimed the end of history and believed that the whole world will now rise up under the banner of liberal democracy and the market economy. This is not a lie, you know. China and Russia, they are already liberal, maybe illiberal, isn't it? But they are capitalists anyway. Gates became head of the CIA. The top priority at the time was to make the most of the unipolar moment, to widen the gap between the US and its competitors, to turn yesterday's enemies into friends into allies, and then take them all vassals. And then take them all vassals. Yeah, that's working in Europe, you know. It's working in Europe. This article is great, you know. This article is not that bad. Another fashionable concept of the time, which still occupies the minds of many internationalists, was that of soft power. This justified America's global dominance by virtue of the appeal of its culture, music, cinema, education. No one wanted to argue with this, especially when the ubiquity of videotapes of actions, films like Rambo and Terminator, and later the queues at the first Moscow McDonald's clearly proved that the validity of such an ideology. Yeah, you know, that's too much sugar over there, sugar and fat. There's a lot of sugar and fat in pop culture. I don't know if I like it because it's too much. You get like a zombie because of sugar, you know? You get stupid, you get absolutely stupid because of sugar and fat. American pop culture made the world extremely permeable to its ideas and interests. The task of various agencies and structures, including one headed by Gates, was to make as many ordinary people and politicians, of course, around the world fall in love with the US, believe in the myth of the American dream, and adopt it as their way of life. But you know, there's too much drugs in the United States. I just guess. I'm not sure about it, you know? Even people I know that went to the United States, overall they look great, you know. Overall they look fine. They did it. They make the way, but they are shallow, you know. They are not. There's no autonomy, you know. In American citizen doesn't have autonomy. Well, actually, I don't know. Human beings, you know. I don't know autonomous human beings from the Anglosphere. Zero. But maybe that's too maybe that's a too bitter comment, but that's it, bitter criticism. So I guess once I knew I met an American from Denver and stuff. But I don't remember exactly when he was banned. Joshua. And then I met a Colorado boy. Well, right here in Chile there's some American citizens, and well, and I know a lot of Anglo people from media and social media, and I guess they are kind of freak, like the Greek freak. They are like open-minded. Oh, this is absolutely. This was not. This church was not planned, but this is just a coincidence. Yeah. So yeah, I love America. I love hard rock. I love Kiss. Not maybe I don't love, but some lyrics are great. Some songs, they have some nice hits. So I guess Anglo people, they are like freaks because they are open-minded. They are I don't know. They pretend to be nice. So they pretend to be nice. They pretend to be positive. But in the end, they are just like they are worst. You know. They are the worst people on earth, I guess. You know, they pretend to be nice, but in the end they're always thinking about how to steal you everything, you know, how to kill you. They are psychopaths. That's my opinion on them. I'm sorry. But that's the fact, you know. America and the English Empire, the Britain Empire, they just invaded all around the globe. But anyway, just keep reading. As the unipolar moment faded and the international environment became more problematic for the US, it likewise became more and more difficult to get others to feel the love, especially after the bombing of Yugoslavia. A brief period of global sympathy for the Americans after the attack of 11 September 2001 was replaced by the outrage over the invasion of Iraq. Even some of its closest NATO allies did not approve of the illegal intervention. In the post-Soviet space, attempts at color revolutions to replace rulers who did not love America fervently enough were somewhat effective in the short term, but exacerbated disagreement with Moscow. Vladimir Putin's manifesto speech at the Munich conference in 2007 signaled the end of the romance with the US, not only for Russia but for many other countries as well. Most states were still open to America. Were still open to American cultural and educational products. But Washington's policies were increasingly perceived critically. In acute situation, dissatisfaction with America as a power was projected onto cultural images associated with it. Images of windows broken at McDonald's, stars and stripes set on fire, etc. Gradually, American soft power collided with its use of hard power. Washington used NGOs. This is a huge article. Just comment. Washington used NGOs to invest billions in public diplomacy and educational exchange programs, in the manipulation of civil society and the media. However, its coercive action undermined efforts to win the sympathy of the peoples of the world. Meanwhile, Gates returned to Washington as head of the Pentagon to rescue the Bush Jr. administration from the fiasco in Afghanistan and Iraq, led by Vice President Dick Cheney. The team was less concerned with winning the love of the rest of the world than with Theodore Roosevelt's principle: if you have got them by the balls, their hearts and minds will follow. Who is that? Roosevelt? Well, yeah, maybe there's some. Maybe what America needs is more beautiful babies, beautiful woman. Maybe. While the term neoconservatives is associated more with Republicans, the cohort is in fact a large and influential bipartisan, ideologically charged group in the establishment for whom the primacy of make them afraid of us over encourage them to love us is in question. Well, this is just Machiavelli, Machiavelli. He said that maybe it was a mafia movie I saw about Robert De Niro childhood. I don't remember now, but definitely Machiavelli says that it's better to be feared because the fear lasts longer. Now the quotation is, the great thing is to be loved and feared, but if you cannot be loved, you better be feared because the fear lasts longer. Stupidness, I'm not sure. Well, maybe that's true, but I don't like the world just like that. I don't like violence. I'm a hippie, yeah. Barack Obama's 2008 election victory, you can say this, 208, something like that. Barack Obama's 208 election. No, but the 208 is not the same thing. I mean, 208. No, I guess you cannot say that. But Barack Obama's 208 election, 2008 election victory swung the ideological pendulum. I don't know this word. Look, swung, S-W-U-N-G, swung the ideological pendulum in the opposite direction, favoring love over fear. Administrators from the Clinton presidency returned to the White House, and Obama himself spoke of inclusion and new globalization and hopes for a democratic revival. Gray was the only Secretary of State to retain his post under the new Democratic president. Even during the election campaign, Obama had promised to end the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Thus, a pragmatic cross-party Secretary of Defense seemed the best solution. The aforementioned Roosevelt had an apt saying for this case: "Weak softly, but carry a big stick." Obama was responsible for the former, Gates for the latter. However, the big stick did not help much. By the end of the 2010s, pro-Iranian forces were ruling a fragmented Iraq, and in Afghanistan, attempts to put end to the Taliban and an organization banned in the Russian Federation by increasing the US contingent and allocating astronomical sums of money to the authorities in Kabul did not yield the results. Yeah, that's interesting because Yesterday I was listening Rui Pimenta from PCO in Brazil a podcast. He made an analysis all weeks. He said these Yemeni guys, the Houthis, they were offered money to stop, just like these guys in Afghanistan. They got a lot of money in Afghanistan, but in the end they just they just reject the money. You just keep your money and go away. Yeah, keep your money and go away. That's it. I guess American people don't like Buscacci sport. It's too bloody. It's too dangerous, maybe. Everything is too dangerous with no weapons, isn't it? With no Tommy. I'm sorry. Even during the election campaign, Obama had promised to end the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Thus, a pragmatic cross-party Secretary of Defense seemed the best solution. The aforementioned Roosevelt had an apt saying for this case: "Speak softly, but carry a big stick." Yeah, I just read that. Gates was hardly personally to blame, but his belief that the measure of success was a fearful enemy did more harm than good. The final straw for this political came in Libya in 2011, when Gates oversaw an invasion of US troops to help rebels overthrew Muammar Gaddafi. 2 months later, in July 1st, 2011, Obama awarded Robert Gates the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest US award. Since then, American policy has altered several times between intimidating the rest of the world and trying to win back its love. Love quoted. Well, this I will just finish because there's just two more paragraphs. Interestingly, the US has stopped loving itself and is actively reaching for nostalgia in its own identity, especially in culture and politics. The resulting yearning for a time when America was great calls for efforts to regain that status by any means necessary. Whether leadership should be based on fear or love is one of the key questions in his theory and practice. In his 16th century treatise, the Prince, the Florentine thinker and politician Niccolo Machiavelli, yeah, definitely, I saw that coming, That's absolutely true. This is Niccolo Machiavelli itself. Niccolo Machiavelli argued the answer is that one would like to be both the one and the other, most because it is difficult to combine them. It is far safer to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. That is the quotation. This maxim has been adopted by many rulers in different historical periods, but problems began for those who forgot Machiavelli went on to warn: a prince should make himself feared in such a way that if he does not gain love, he at any rate avoids hatred. What? Yeah, you should be, I got it. You should be feared, but you should not be hated, People should respect you. Yeah, it's a difficult balance, A very hard balance. So that's how that's when NBA enters, you need NBA to people for, in order to people love you. You need NBA, that's it. NBA and beautiful models from Instagram. This article was first published by Profile.ru, translated and edited by Russia Today teams. And now we have another interesting news. This article was great, was kind of large, but we survived. We just survived, Milu, isn't it? Milu. In my opinion, dealing with dogs at least, definitely. Male dogs, you should punish them, you know? Male dogs, such a terrible animals, but in the end, after punishment, they are great, you know? After punishment, you should show them love, and that's it. And you will have a good relationship with dogs if you teach them to behave, because the male dogs love to kill each other. But anyway, April 14, this is from 2 days ago. I just have rotten news. Yeah, they will call it rotten news. Anyway, April 14, 2024, Home World News. I don't know, this is the same news, I'm sorry. Maybe we have a fresh news, yeah, fresher. This just from yesterday, April 15, 2024. Home business news. UK won't seize Russian money. What? Won't seize? That means they are not stealing. I don't know. Expropriating frozen funds will have long-ranging legal ramifications, experts warn. Yeah, I can remember this guy, Chelsea team, the Chelsea soccer team owner, it was Russian. I wonder that is included here. I'm not sure. I have zero idea about business in UK. I don't know about business in UK. UK won't seize Russian money. Yeah, they are saying that Russia is still there. You know, Russia didn't got destroyed by Ukraine. Have you noticed that UK, United Kingdom, and Ukraine have the same letters? UK. UK, you mean United Kingdom or Ukraine? Anyway, the UK might not actually confiscate Russia's immobilized assets despite political pledges to do so, because such a step will violate the rule of law and lead to a litany of legal quandaries. According to sanction experts cited by Politico in an article on Monday, London has blocked 26 billion liras, $32.1 billion in assets belonging to the Russian state since the beginning of the Ukraine conflict, according to the Bank of Russia, and over 18 billion liras. I don't know if lira is not lira. I don't remember. The pound, yeah. But I'm not sure if you say pound. 18 billion pounds. I'm not sure. 22.4 billion dollars in private Russia-linked assets, the British government has said. Many UK officials have long been pushing to confiscate the money and use it to pay reparations. To Ukraine, yeah. UK, Ukraine. Politico noted that in 2022, British Prime Minister Michael Gove proposed seizing the mansions of wealthy Russians in the UK capital, nicknamed Londongrad, for its reputation as a destination for Russian magnates, and use them to house Ukrainian refugees. and use them to house Ukrainian refugees. Who cares? Yeah, do it. You do it. You will lose more money. You know. Good luck with your refugees. Other UK officials have insisted that Russia's sovereign assets should be used to help rebuild Ukraine. EU undecided on ways to tap Russian. What a noisy truck! Suddenly we have a terrible truck. Sometimes we have a terrible truck over here in Global South. You know, I hate this fucking sound. I will go to Scandinavia, to a global north country, just to not hear terrible noisy trucks, you know. What the hell? So anyway, so this news is kind of interesting, but it's not interesting neither, you know. Who knows? I'm just practicing my English. I'm not fascist, you know. I'm not against refugees. Many UK officials have long been. At least it's a beautiful girl, you know. It's a beautiful hot girl with a round ass. I love it. I will love a round ass forever. It's not a crime, you know. Love a beautiful round ass is not a crime. What can I say? I love it. But anyway, have long been pushing to confiscate the money and use it to pay reparations to Ukraine. Politico noted that in 2022, British Prime Minister Michael Gove proposed seizing the mansions of wealthy Russians. I just read that too. However, 2 years on, little has been done to actually seize the assets, despite much grandstanding. The outlet noted. The sanctions lawyers and experts who spoke to Politico said that regardless of the political peacocking, there will never be any legal standing to take the frozen Russian money or property. The British government is unlikely to be comfortable forging a brave New Deal order. Anna Bradshaw, a sanction lawyer at Peters and Peters, told the outlet. Anyway, I've just skipped this news. So this news is basically saying that nothing is happening, nothing will happen. Russia just won, United Kingdom just failed. I'm just gonna read this because it's from 2 days ago. I'm not sure what happened in Israel. April 15, yesterday, home Russia and former Soviet Union. Kremlin comments on Iran's strike on Israel. Moscow has urged both sides to exercise restraints, warning that escalation will benefit no one. Kremlin's comments on Iran's strike on Israel. That's kind of there's a sweet hypocrisy, I guess, from Russia. Maybe I'm not sure. No one will benefit from a conflict between Iran and Israel spiraling out of control, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov has said, voicing hope that the two regional powers will be able to resolve their differences peacefully. That's impossible, but who knows? Speaking to reporters on Monday, Peskov waged in on a massive Iranian strike on Israel over the weekend. which West Jerusalem said involved more than 300 drones and missiles. The attack came in response to an alleged Israeli strike on Tehran's consulate in Damascus, Syria, earlier this month. The strike killed several senior Iranian military personnel. The Kremlin spokesman said that Russia is extremely worried about escalating tensions in the region, urging everyone to exercise restraint. Further escalation serves no one's interests. We advocate that all differences be resolved only by political and diplomatic means, Peskov added. The Russian Foreign Ministry has also said that regional tensions are being fueled by the unresolved nature of numerous crises in the Middle East, primarily in the Palestinian-Israeli conflict zone. It also deplored that the UN Security Council had been unable to adequately react to the bombing of the Iranian consulate in Syria, which Iran insists as the reason for its strike in the first place, due to the stance of Western powers on the issue. Meanwhile, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova rejected Israel's call to condemn Iran's attack, saying that West Jerusalem had not denounced Ukraine's strike on Russian regions. What? Had not denounced Ukrainian strikes on Russian regions, and that is regularly provided local diplomatic support for Kiev. I missed that, but anyway, in the aftermath of the barrage, Iran declared the end of its military operation against Israel, warning the Jewish state of harsh pushback if it were to retaliate. Numerous reports indicate that the US wants Israel to exercise caution, which has yet to make a decision on whether to respond. CNN reported, citing an Israeli official, that Netanyahu's government told the US it is not looking to significantly escalate the situation. However, according to Reuters, the Israeli war cabinet favors retaliation but is divided over its timing and scope. And that's it. It's time for yoga. I'm not loving this kind of news, but anyway, yeah, my favorite. Well, I like the previous article. I think that this article is great. I'll try to remember this guy. Well, in the end, there's no time for yoga, and there's no time for dogs neither. Some dog came from there or not, I'm not sure. Well, there's no time for yoga and dogs anyway. So yeah, this time I take just to wait for the 47 minutes. There will be just 2 minutes talking about nothing. I hope my dogs are fine. I will do some yoga. It will be very quickly. I'm not sure if I have time for yoga. No, I don't have time. I will do yoga without the... Look, it's yoga time, yoga time. Woo! Murci, venga! So today the sun is super blue. Super blue. Oh, there's more time there. More time for yoga. My back is not doing great. So as I cannot release tummy, I will do more yoga. Well, I guess it was a false flag from these crazy dogs. And that's it. Yoga time. That was yoga time. In yoga time in bitter criticism. Woo!